Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. In this video, we're going to show you how to troubleshoot the top 5 reasons why your trash compactor is noisy. Stick around to the end of the video for some important safety tips you won't want to miss. But before we begin, we're going to make sure the appliance is unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. The first thing to check are the drive gears that go in between the motor and the drive chain. The drive gear kit includes the large and small gears, ram stops, washers, roll pin, and the retaining clip. The drive gears are located on the bottom of the trash compactor underneath the access panel. If the compactor is noisy during operation, it could be that the gears are worn out. In order to access the part, we're going to pull the drawer out and set it aside. Then you can pull the compactor out and lay it on its side. Once you have it on the side, we'll have to remove the access cover and inspect the gears. Usually if the gears are making noise, it means they're worn out or maybe have lost some of the teeth. While inspecting the gears, if you see any obvious damage not related to anything being loose, just go ahead and replace them. Don't worry about the following adjustment steps. If your gears look okay, check to see if the main mounting plate or the motor itself has come loose. If the chain is loose or the gears are misaligned, it could cause noise. You'll see that the whole assembly is mounted on an adjustable plate. This is where the chain tension is adjusted. If by chance it's loosened up, you want to loosen up all the screws and then pull back on the assembly so the chain is tight and has about 3/8 of an inch of movement. Then tighten down the screws to secure the plate. Also check the nuts that hold the motor. If the motor seems loose, then loosen up all the nuts and run a piece of paper between the gears to set the backlash. Then tighten the nuts back up to secure the motor. If everything is adjusted properly and the drive gears are still noisy, more than likely they're out of tolerance and need to be replaced. If you need to order a part, simply go to AppliancePartsPros.com and type in your model number. Find your part on the easy-to-read diagrams and match it to the number below. Click on the part if you want to see more pictures of the item or watch its repair video. You can also scroll down to see DIY stories from customers like you or ask a question in the Q&A section. Once you're ready, you can add the part to your cart. It's that easy. Most orders will arrive within 2 business days. Next, we can check the power nuts. They're what the ram rides up and down on. The power nuts are large plastic nuts with threads on the inside. They ride on the power screw to move the ram. The power nuts on this compactor are mounted on the ram. You can see them behind the access covers on each side. If the power nuts have failed, the compactor will be noisy as the ram moves up and down. When they start to fail, they'll make a squeaking noise, and as more of the power nut gets worn away, it'll make more of a thumping noise as the ram goes up and down. In order to get access to the nuts, we'll have to remove the drawer and set it aside. Then pull the compactor out of the cabinet and remove the top access panel. Then tape the switch arm out of the way of the ram. Then lay the compactor on its side and remove the lower access cover. Then turn the large gear counterclockwise to lift the ram to the very top of the power screws. After that, we can put the compactor back on its feet and lift the ram assembly out so we have access to the nuts. Inspect the power nuts for damage. If you find any or the threads are worn out, the nuts will have to be replaced. Now we can check the drive motor. It's what powers the trash compactor through the cycle. The drive motor is a large electric motor. It has a motor start switch on one end and a shaft that drives the gear on the other. It's located in the back of the trash compactor underneath the access cover. If the compactor is noisy, it could be that the motor bearings have gone bad. In order to get access to the motor, you'll have to pull the compactor out from under the countertop and remove the motor access panel. Once you have access, check to make sure the motor is mounted properly and not loose. If it's loose, it can make noise from vibration or from the gears being out of alignment. If everything looks okay, but you're getting noise from the motor, more than likely a bearing has failed and the motor will need to be replaced. Now we can check the drawer rollers. They're what the drawer rides on in the trash compactor. There are two types of drawer rollers used. They're usually just a roller with a ball bearing center, a mounting shaft, and a spacer. The cabinet rollers are mounted at the bottom of the drawer opening on the frame, and the drawer rides on them. The drawer rollers are mounted on each side of the drawer and ride in the roller tracks inside the cavity as the drawer is open and closed. If the compactor is noisy when you open and close the drawer, it could be that the drawer rollers have failed. In order to check the rollers, you'll have to pull the drawer out and lift it off. Once you have it out, you can inspect the rollers to make sure the plastic roller material is not damaged. Also, spin them to make sure the ball bearings inside are okay and not binding up. If they're damaged, the rollers will have to be replaced. As always guys, hit those like and subscribe buttons now to help support us making more of these videos. Last thing to check are the leveling legs. They support the front of the compactor to keep it level. The leveling legs have a long adjustment screw to level the trash compactor and a rubber foot to help with vibrations. The leveling legs are located in the front of the trash compactor at the base. If the trash compactor is noisy, it could be that the legs are not adjusted properly, or the rubber part is worn out. This could cause the compactor to vibrate or shake when being used. In order to access the part, we're going to pull the drawer out and set it aside. Then we can pull the compactor out and lay it on its side. Once you have it laid down, you can inspect the leveling legs. If either is missing the rubber foot or is totally missing, it'll have to be replaced. When you put the new legs in, make sure they're at the proper height to fit underneath your countertop and that each leg is adjusted to the floor so the compactor is level. Now here are those safety tips we mentioned earlier. Trash compactors use up to 5,000 pounds of force to compact your trash, so it's important to take precautions to avoid accidents and injuries. Keep an eye on children to make sure they don't play with the compactor. Some units have locks or require keys to operate. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions and never put hazardous items in the bin. These include glass, aerosol cans, and batteries, as well as items that could damage the compactor itself, like hard objects that don't compress. Never use your hands or feet to compact the waste in the unit. It's also advisable not to put any items in the bin that may decompose and create bacteria and odors, since the trash sits there longer between changes. Trash compactors have many safety features that prevent them from working if something fails, so it's important to fix them right away. Following the manufacturer's recommendations will help keep your trash compactor in working order for many years to come. Once you take care of the problem, you can plug the appliance in and take it for a spin. Thanks for joining us for another troubleshooting video brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons now, and if you have any questions or want to share how your repair went, leave a comment down below.